Hey everybody. So, I just got home and I kind of don't know what to do with myself right now after I get off of work. Because this is supposed to be the time when I'm like working out. Like I ate dinner and normally I would be working out right now. But I already did that today and I'm fucking blitzed. My body is so sore. Hiccup. So sore. Hiccup's gone. I'm so tired. But I also like drank a little caffeine. I drank a tea, probably 75 milligrams, because I filled it like 3 times with one tea bag. Which people think I'm like a serial killer for doing. Is that not normal? Like, I made a tea and I just added more hot water to the original tea bag and then like dressed it up from there. And I did that like 3 times. And the girl I was working with was like, "You don't use a new tea bag every single time," and I'm like, "No, do you?" Like, I don't know. I'm not British, but I don't know. Am I drinking tea wrong? Anyway, I digress. It was a weird day, but it was a good day, and I started having like some more personal conversations with people that I was like working out with. Like, I had my first day where like I was actually getting pulled around by social conversations and like random stuff from random people, and it probably ate up like half an hour of the time I allotted for myself to work out, which I gave myself extra, so like it worked out. But the socializing is expanding with people that I'm a little bit more comfortable with. It's like slow steps, but in the right direction. Asking people about their majors and getting to like, oh, you come during this time of day? I thought you came at this time of day. Like, oh, hey, I didn't know you were here. There's just like random socializing. Ugh, the expansion is occurring, which is great. I think my plants are hanging in there. I don't need to water them yet. What else? What else? Yeah, I don't know what to do with myself right now, though. I could like charge up a device and play a game. I don't know if that's like the best idea though. Oh, I talked to the personal trainers today, and like the girl that I did my equipment orientation with, who was really awesome. I think I'm probably going to buy like a 6 pack of personal training sessions, and I think I'm just going to have her like look through my plan, my workouts as they stand, and she offered to just design a workout plan for me. And on the one hand, that sounds like interesting, like maybe we could do that. But on the other hand, I mostly want to spend the time with her, making sure that my forms are right, making sure that I'm maximizing my potential, that I'm doing everything correctly. So, like, my original plan was to take 6 days and then go through my 6 weekdays with her, one day at a time over the course of a couple weeks. And just like have her watch my forms, make sure that everything was good. And that way I can just continue on doing what I'm doing, knowing that I'm doing everything right. Because she's very experienced. Um, but I showed my workout routine to another personal trainer today, and she was like, "You're doing way too much for the amount of work or for the amount of days that you're working out." And that's what ChatGPT told me too, but I dismissed it because I was like, "You're a robot. What do you know?" So even though I used it as a tool to help me plan, I did not take that advice, and I kept on making my workouts as hard as I wanted them to be. And I'm managing, but I also have been having trouble with that active recovery day. So the thought came to me, if she's right and I am going too hard on every single workout, too many exercises, too many sets sometimes, then I probably would be able to handle the seventh day. Like I did this week, but I'm very fatigued. So that's a thought. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get some sessions. I'm going to spend some time with an experienced personal trainer. I'm going to double check my forms and my plan, and maybe she'll write one up for me, or maybe she'll just modify the one I have. But either way, I'm going to have a plan that will utilize equipment that I will have available. And I'll have variations that I can do at home also. Like I'm going to get both sides of it. But I think it's going to be worth doing. And how better to get myself immersed with what it's actually like to be a personal trainer than to participate in personal training. So that's the thought I had today. They're also doing my job is basically doing a food drive. As soon as SNAP benefits got cut, they were sending out emails like, we're doing a food drive to help people in their local community that are being impacted by this. And my first thought was like, this is why I work here. Like I was just thinking about getting the nonprofit started and like saving money to put towards that. And I'm not going to go out of my way to save money so that I can get everything done for this nonprofit while also skipping the food drives that are actively being formed in front of me. So, especially because it's a community level, it's people in the local area that are going through the hardest times that are going to be affected by this food donation. So I'm gonna go to the grocery store tomorrow once I get paid, and I'm just gonna grab like a bunch of food, and I'm going to bring it with me when I go into work out. Shelf stable stuff, food drives, how they work. I haven't done a food drive in a really long time. I was probably a teenager the last time I participated in a food drive. So I'm really excited to do that. That's going to happen tomorrow. And if all goes according to plan, this is going to be a very expansive month. Lots of information, lots of learning, lots of social connections forming. Lots of doing things smarter, not harder. Because there's a place for hard work too, but you have to be smart in order to maximize that. You know what I mean? I am beat. Part of me wants to play Dead by Daylight. And like, maybe it's that part of me that feels like I can't have fun and be responsible at the same time. Because there is that part of me. There's part of me that feels like I have to be 100% focused on my goals, 100% focused on my physique. And that if I allow myself to have fun, then I'm somehow detracting from my goals, or I'm not living my best life, or becoming my best self. And there's got to be a balance. There has to be a balance struck. And my sister said it. Extremes. I'm good at extremes. I can do very extreme things. But balance? There's always a clock on that. There's always a clock on how long I can stay balanced. I need to find this delicate, like threading the needle area of like balance regarding fun, work, socialization, self-care, and giving back. And I'm going to find the right formula. I'm going to find the repeatable, perfect system for me. We've been talking about this for 2 years, man. From the very beginning, we were talking about how, like, we had this area on lock, but then, like, when we go into this area falls out of balance. And, like, sometimes you can get two in balance, but then, like, one's going to fall away. And it felt like a rubber band. Everything snapping back to center. But it's kind of reminding me of Twilight. I'm reading Twilight right now. When Bella realizes that her projection shield, her ability, is not a rubber band like she was considering it. That was a mental construct, that it was a rubber band. And as soon as she realized that it wasn't a rubber band and she could do whatever she wanted with it, she flexed it like a muscle. And it was totally under control with no effort. And that's what's about to happen in our lives. Balance that comes easily.